This video is for Cardi B. Now I'm about to talk directly to Cardi B. Pull up, Cardi B. Belcalis. That sounds like a corn on the bottom of a fat woman's foot that's been working for 40 years for white folks selling chicken. Belcalis. Almanzar. Are you a man? Pull up, Cardi B. And I'm going to tell you where I'm at, too. But first of all, I want to tell anybody viewing this video what's going on and why I'm telling Cardi B to pull up. My name is Andrea Jones. But I want to speak directly to Cardi B. First of all, I'm in Mexico City. I'm around nothing but Hispanics right now. I'm in their hood. The same Hispanics that you would think you was trying to get to kill my baby. First of all, let me tell y'all something. My little boy was molested. And Cardi B was doing witchcraft on me. And know about these people molesting my child. And let me just speak directly to Cardi B. I don't even know you. And you over there doing witchcraft on me while people were trying to kill me pregnant in a cell for shooting my white baby daddy in self-defense because you was in a gang, because you in a gang. What do my situation in my life have to do with you? What do me and my man have to do with you? And you knew that I had my own apartment. And look, this is how they setting me up outside. And you knew the evidence that Austin was abusing me. So why would you do witchcraft on me while white people was trying to murder me pregnant in the cell? And they kept me back there 11 months, Belcalis. Corn. That's what I'm going to call you, corn. Callous. And always salty and mad at somebody. And talking shit about you going to pull up. Let me tell you how to pull up on me. Because you said if any hoe tell you to pull up on social media, that you was going to pull up. Don't pull up on me with your little gang members thinking that y'all going to jump me. And you know that I'm pregnant with the baby from the cell and that I could not give birth because they was torturing me for protecting myself and my little boy and said they were going to bring my baby 22 months old at the day of the shooting when I was protecting him. It was a witness in a 911 call. He ran us up out of my home, 2-bedroom home, 1308 Houston Street, and it's on all my channels. God Defeat Freemasons, the Silk Ministry. You're going to have to look at all the videos. Andrea Jones, Queen of Halo, the Lion of Judah child abduction, and these people took my baby from a restaurant. I went into the restaurant asking for help, and the man died 111. And my white baby daddy, convicted felon, just got out of prison in the same gang, satanic gang that Cardi B in, gonna attack me and my little boy for some fucking blood ritual, and got shot. I shot him in the leg in the restaurant because he gonna take my baby, 22 months old, little mixed race with mulatto boy, because my baby daddy white. And gonna be slinging my baby all around, all crazy, upside down, trying to break his leg all up in the damn Baytown Seafood restaurant in Cairo, and they gonna close the restaurant down. And I was pregnant and bleeding because he was abusing me for 8 weeks while I was calling the Cairo police. And they gonna take me into Montgomery County Jail pregnant and try to murder me. And then they tried to bring my baby when he turned 2 years old. They arrested me September 18, 2018. My baby daddy got out of prison July 2018 for assault. I raised my baby by myself up in that house and didn't bring no men up in there. And Takeoff was doing witchcraft visitations on me while I was up in the house with the little boy. And the Illuminati was after me, and I did not know why. Because I'm a Christian. And Beyonce was doing the witchcraft on me in that apartment. Trina was doing it. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on, talking about denounce Jesus Christ, because I can sing and I can rap. And we're talking about, oh, we'll help your music career. And I didn't know him and his mama had sold their soul to the devil. And he get out of the prison trying to hurt my baby. And I shot him in the leg. And this is an investigator named Jim McDougal that had the evidence 20 years worked for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and said that it was the fault of the Cairo police because we had called the police on Austin several times and he was fleeing in my car, a white Grand Am that was paid for. And I drove that car for 3 years, and my son had came home, a newborn in my apartment, and he came home in that car, and I drove him to all his doctor's appointments and everything in that car, and the car was not in my name, but it was in my possession. And he was fleeing in that car to his mama house, Cynthia Olvera, where they molested my baby with gangs of racist KKK members while I was in the jail for a year, trying to kill me pregnant with poison. These people was poisoning my drinks with this little baby in me. And the reason why I'm smoking the black and mild is because they had hundreds of Mexican gang members making my baby suck their penis with devil horns on. And the police, the Cairo police, talking about I'm black and I shot a white man. And Cardi B know that my two sisters, Larissa Jones and Shakina Jones, are trying to set me up to be murdered as a blood ritual for them, knowing that I'm pregnant still with the baby because the baby did not die. They just made the baby suffer in my womb for the past 3 years and tortured me because they showed me allowing my baby to suck his daddy's dick in the Montgomery County jail and then get molested by the police, and my baby is probably dead because I'm trying to go over there and see if he's alive. And Cardi B is trying to set me up to be killed because they forced me out of Houston, raping me with gangs and giving me weed and drugs because I didn't know how to medicate myself other than to smoke a little black. And they had them trying to give me cocaine, sherm, all that, but I didn't take it. And they had them trying to get me to drink alcohol to kill the baby. And so I fled to Atlanta and got in the Salvation Army, and the baby was still alive. And I had finally got a fetal heart monitor because they had all the hospitals in Houston saying that I was not pregnant. And the heart monitor showed that I was. And they had all these black men raping me, trying to act like I was pregnant by them, and they know that it's the white man baby. And so now they got all these Hispanic gangs following me over here by Westwood, East Plaza on South Gaston and Beachwood. And I came over here and they had a black woman set me up for New Orleans and say she'll help me and drop me out by the Palatine like a prostitute. I don't got no money or nothing, and they trying to starve me because you can still see that I'm pregnant and the fetus had kept growing. They starved this baby and poisoned this baby and then let my baby suck his daddy's dick in police. And then I think Joseph Olvera killed him because they were saying something about having fed my baby to alligators. And either way, even if you did not kill him, you threatened to do that to my child. And you don't want no responsibility for what you did. And she's trying to have the HPD and Montgomery County Police, the same police that did this, arrest me and say that I threatened Cynthia because Cynthia let Austin make my baby suck gang members' dicks in her home, and she let Joseph Olvera molest my baby on his ass and put his face in my baby's ass, talking about they in the KKK and they in gangs and she a witch, and they over here trying to talk about I'm a mental patient and I never seen my child since the day of the shooting. And I seen him sucking his daddy's dick with the devil horns on. And I seen what they was trying to do to molest him with the police and all of that stuff, and he was only 2 years old. And then Judge Tracy Gilbert, Cardi B know Tracy Gilbert gave my baby to Cynthia after molesting him with Austin and Joseph and police. December 2019, they had let me out of the jail, pregnant, starved, that was spraying me like a roach. Cardi B called black people roaches and all that stuff. Well, they sprayed me like a roach with chemicals while I was in labor. My cervix opened to right here, and the baby was about to come out, and they sprayed me and made my cervix close and was gassing me and knocking me out with poison in the back of the segregated housing unit and having all the Mexican gangs in Cairo poisoning me, working from the kitchen, and had all the white women bringing me and white gang members bringing me poison food. And they were saying that they was gonna mutilate my baby in the jail and rape him with all the police in the jail. And they said they was gonna rape him with black Freemasons. And Cardi B and her husband knew that they had me back there and they was doing witchcraft on me. And when I went to the shelter, they had them put me out of the shelter for putting out the evidence and posting my baby's heartbeat and telling the truth that Cynthia Olvera was a child molester. So they went through Judge Tracy Gilbert and sued me for my baby that they was molesting while I was still incarcerated on the charges. And my lawyer, Inga Chandler, was trying to set me up to be killed. And Patty Maginnis was trying to set me up to be killed because she didn't want to drop the charges. And gonna sit there and say that they was gonna rape my baby with the Ku Klux Klan and make me watch in the jail, and then rape us with our tongues out and mutilate him, and they said they was gonna snatch his limbs apart and give him herpes all over his body and give him AIDS, and they said they were gonna give me AIDS, and they said they were gonna make my baby, cut my baby out, this baby out of my body, and they said they was gonna make me eat my children and starve me in there and keep me back there starved with no food and make me eat my children. And then Tracy Gilbert sued Austin that was attacking me. And let me tell y'all what Austin charges is. Austin I already told y'all, he got drug possession, theft, assault, family violence, assault on a public servant. He was on a 2-year felony probation for assault on a public servant. Class C rape. He was convicted for assault on a public servant and had just got out of prison for assault on a public servant July 10, 2018, and came into my home at 1308 Houston Street, apartment 3 in Cairo, Texas, and was attacking me and my little boy up in the apartment. And he was knocking my baby on his head in my baby bedroom, knocking my baby on his head in the kitchen, knocking my baby on his head in the living room, pushed my baby off a recliner chair and make my baby fly off the recliner chair and bust his head. Then he was beating me up in front of my baby, picking me up pregnant and bleeding. He was raping me and hitting me in there and picking me up and slamming me and ramming me into the dresser. And I was calling the police, and he was taking the car and fleeing to Cynthia's home. And every time he fled, he hit Melbourne and knocked him down and made him hit his head, because my son Melbourne was trying to get him to stop because he ain't never seen his daddy. He never knew his daddy. He was in prison. And then he was trying to beat him up. When he saw him doing it, he gonna hit the boy and make him knock his head. He was like, boom, the boy went pow, straight back and laying like this. So you gonna sit over here and let this man rape my child and put his dick in his mouth, and then gonna let him come and sue me? Everybody knew. Nicki Minaj knew. Beyonce knew. Jay-Z knew. Everybody, but no, Cardi B specifically still tried to set me up to be killed when I fled to Atlanta. So they let Tracy act like he was the judge over the case because Tracy was racist. And after they found out that there was a witness, when I went into Baytown Seafood Restaurant asking for help. He ran me from my home and would not allow me to call the police. He had fled and hid behind my house. He had fled to Cynthia, his mama's house, and had her telling the police not to arrest him because she didn't want him to go back to prison. So from July, the month of July, that was like 3 weeks. He got out July 10th. July, August, the whole month of August, he abused me. July, August, and September up until the 18th, he abused me. So you count that as like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 7 weeks, plus 3 weeks. Bitch, he was only out of prison for 10 weeks. And he was violent, and he was in there doing that, and I called the police. It was just me, him, and my baby in there, but I was living there with my son by myself. And I called the Cairo police the whole damn time because he started attacking me and getting drunk as soon as he got out of prison, and he was raping me the first night he came home because I told him I wanted to go to dinner first, and he raped me the first time he came in the house. And then he was getting drunk and throwing all up and beating me up, and then started abusing my son. And I had a gun that I owned. And on September 18, 2018, he started choking me because I told him I didn't want to be with him anymore and I wanted him to leave my home. I had already told the police that I wanted to press charges, and he fled to Cynthia's, and they just left and said that they wanted to arrest me if I kept calling the police. So September 18, he started choking me when I was trying to tell him to leave, and this motherfucker made me have to try to fight my way out of my own home with my child and knocking me all over furniture and into walls with my son in my arm and tried to kidnap my baby. And so I grabbed my 380 and when he wouldn't let me out of the home and let me call 911, and I had a 380 and I ran and got it, put it in my purse and grabbed my son and tried to run out of the house, and I had to hurry up and like fight him damn near to get out the door. And he tried to throw me and my little boy, he was 22 months old, he tried to throw us down the flight of stairs because we stayed on the second floor. And then I had convinced him like, please don't throw us down the stairs. And he had thought I was gonna come back in the house, and I ran down Everett Street. And when I ran down Everett Street, he chased me and then grabbed me and tried to throw me down into a puddle of water on the ground outside in front of some white women that was driving past with her man in the car, or some white man in the car. And I flagged them down, and she rolled down the window and was scared of my baby daddy and said she did not want to get involved, but she was going to call 911. So she pulled up to the corner and started calling 911. And my baby daddy tried to run and change his outfit. And then so I walked into the Baytown Seafood because I was tired of running with my baby, and walked up into the Baytown Seafood and asked the man in the back of the restaurant that worked there if he'll call 911. And he said, yeah, I told him, I said, he died 911, my baby daddy is assaulting me outside. He did. And Austin came in there looking for us, didn't see me, hiding behind the man in the back, walked out, came back in, looking for me some more, and saw me and came right back there charging at me and made me have to put my baby down and started attacking me. And then the man got up behind him trying to restrain him, and he was still trying to attack me, and I had to fend him off of me with somebody that was trying to restrain him, and I still almost couldn't do it. And then he got my baby and started slinging my baby around, being stupid with my baby, and we tried to get the baby from him. We struggled for him, going around in circles trying to get the baby from him, and he wouldn't let the baby go, and he was being extremely violent with the baby. Stupid. He could have hurt him. God said he could have killed him, and I shot my gun in the air, and I told them that I had a gun before they did it, and that before I did it, and he still kept doing it. So I shot the gun in the air like pow, but with this hand, pow. I shot it in the air, and he still kept on doing it and being stupid with my baby. He got worse, and I put that gun right to his leg right here, just like that, right up to his leg, my 380, and grabbed my son with the other hand, and the man was behind him, restraining him under his arms, and he was being violent with my baby, and then started crushing my baby. I shot him after he tried to pull my baby leg out the socket, trying to be violent with my child, 22 months old. But because he was white, they gonna arrest me and give my 22 months. The police said, come out with your hands up. Me and my baby came out. The man drugged Austin. Austin fell into the man's arms because the man was already trying to restrain him. I had got my baby from him. Soon as the gun went out, soon as I pulled the trigger, my son was out his arms because a gun ain't nothing to play with, and I had grabbed my son. He let him go. And then y'all gonna say y'all gonna rape my son and kill my son because he white and I shot him in the leg. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, before I shot the gun in the air and we were struggling, I put the gun to his head. And I was about to shoot him in the head about over there trying to hurt my little boy. And God said, thou shalt not kill. So I shot it in the air. I didn't want to shoot him. I ain't never shot a gun in my life, and my gun had never been shot. I had never played with the gun. My first time ever shooting the gun was when I shot the gun in the air, and the gun had never been shot. The ballistic report shows that. And when I shot him in the leg, the man was already behind him trying to restrain him, and he fell into the man's arm, and the man drug him outside and left him in front of the store like a piece of fucking dirt. Because that's what he is. To do that to a pregnant woman and a child. And then the Cairo police was outside because they had already been called, but they didn't want to show up to my location because they wanted him to beat me up and then make me fight back, and so they could arrest me and say he had bruises and murder me, so him and his mama could have my son and blood sacrifice my son to the damn Illuminati and let him keep all my shit, my apartment and my house and everything I own. And it wasn't even that much shit. But he was so jealous because I was black that he felt like he couldn't let me move on with my life because he didn't have no car, because he didn't have no house, because he was jealous. Me and my baby been had that. I walked miles and miles to get that apartment while he was in and out of the county. He ain't never helped us. And so Joseph Olvera and them felt like they could molest my child just because Joseph was paying the rent. And Cynthia felt like she could molest my child when I was in the jail. So when they put me in the squad car, I came out with the gun in my purse, and me and my baby came out with our hands up. And the man wrote the statement to the Cairo police telling them what happened. And the Cairo police said they wanted to question me at the department. And I said, fine, but why did you arrest me? They said, we're not arresting you, we're not charging you right now because everything matched up with the witness statement. And then they turned around and called some racist white woman that said she wanted to try me in front of a federal jury. And then they charged me with child endangerment. They charged me with negligence and assault with a deadly weapon. And they charged me with dispersing a weapon in a public place. And then took me in the back of the Montgomery County Jail and tried to murder me pregnant for 11 months. From September 18th to 2018, and Cardi B was doing witchcraft on me while they was trying to kill me back there and cover up the evidence. And then after she did that, Investigator Jim McDougal went up to the restaurant and interviewed the man because they was hiding the witness statement as well as the 911 calls. And they was poisoning my drinks and my food and my commissary. And all the celebrities in this country was doing witchcraft visitations on me while the whites was trying to kill me in the jail for a satanic ritual death. And then they was going to lie and say that they sued me for my baby and that it was never going to tell that it was a shooting. And they were going to say it was because I was on drugs and I was a prostitute. And I was a stay-at-home mom. So they're trying to frame me like that's what it was. January 2000, all my court dates, they said they didn't have no evidence. Up until January 2019, Jim McDougal interviewed the witness, and the witness said that she was protecting herself. He was being stupid with her baby. He was knocking her all into booths, and even after the gun went in the air, he was still being stupid with the baby. He said, I was not afraid of getting shot because Austin was being stupid with her baby. The witness said that even after I shot the gun in the air, he was not afraid of getting shot, but Austin still was being stupid with the baby, and he still kept trying to help us. And Jim said, this is the fault of the Cairo police, and this should not have to go to trial. And I said, Jim, go get my baby from them. And he said, well, Austin is saying that he afraid that you're going to kill him. And I was like, why would Austin be afraid that I'm going to kill him? And he was attacking me, and I had a right to protect myself. And then Jim was looking scared, and they was like, Austin got 8 charges, and he think he not going to jail. And then they took me into the back of the jail and started poisoning me more pregnant. And then they started, Cynthia did a witchcraft visitation on me, saying that they was making Austin, showing me images of my baby sucking Austin's dick with devil horns on and having sex with all the racist white police. And then my sisters knew about it because they was doing the ritual. Everybody was doing the ritual. Y'all got to go on my channel to see about that, because this video is about Cardi B, and I ain't got much time. I ain't got that much storage. They trying to tell my storage and set me up to be murdered before I can tell y'all everything that's going on with my phone off. My phone about to be cut off, and I still got the baby in me from the jail. And it's all over my channel. And now they finna try to starve me with no money. I don't have any money but $3. And my phone bill is due, and they know I'm gonna eat with that money, because I'm not gonna let y'all starve me and this baby like y'all did in that jail for 11 months, because there was poison in the trays and I couldn't eat it, or I would be dead right now, me and the baby. And Cardi B knew about it. And then my son, they was trying to feed the alligators, and they saying that they got a restraining order over there at Cynthia house. I went to Atlanta, they made me flee. They dropped the charges on me, but they let Austin sue me for my son while I was still waiting for trial, and while they was trying to murder me and poisoning me back there. After he said that, after they were showing me my baby sucking his dick with devil horns, and then Cynthia said Austin gonna hand my baby over to the Illuminati after he sued me and let them molest him with the police and rape him and kill him with the Black Freemasons. So Cardi B, pull up. Because her and Offset was still trying to set me up to be killed like I wasn't pregnant, like a prostitute. When I went to Atlanta to get in the Salvation Army, they had me put out the Salvation Army and had me passed around to men that was starving me and trying to say I was on weed and all of that. So Cardi B, first of all, no weapons. I'm gonna pat myself down. Everybody pat you down. Ain't nobody gonna jump in to hurt me. And Cardi B punk, because they jumped them girls on that video when they tried to make it seem like she could fight. First of all, you say anybody tell you to pull up, you gonna pull up. And I'm gonna do a video on Nikki. And Riley, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Let Nikki fight her own battles. Nikki, pull up.